Hello, everyone. This is Tyler Heavens here for another episode of Women's RX or Women's Prescription because I'm here to prescribe some ideas on women and dating. Today we're going to be talking about dating apps, particularly, as usual, women and dating apps. Now, both men and women have pros and cons when using dating apps. For instance, a man who signs up to, Rumble or Bumble or Tinder, or I think I'm out of the names, but one of those. Plenty of Fish, maybe even. I'm not sure why they use the word fish. That does sound a little somewhat obnoxious because how would Plenty of Fish smell? Probably not so great. Anyway, dating apps have much less males who enlist or enroll or set up profiles. So there's a lot less men. So when a man joins, he has better odds because there's less men. However, the problem is that men, for every time that they swipe right, a man gets maybe picked once every 200 times that he applies. So men have much smaller odds in comparison to how many times that they swipe right compared to how many people contact them. I know for a fact, being a male who's tried quite a few dating apps over the past, I guess it's been a while, you are begging for scraps if you're a man. The fact that you even get a comment that's even deleted by the time you get to it, that's a miracle in itself. Because if you're a guy, it's kind of like wandering around in the desert looking for an oasis just to get there and there is no water. And the water just keeps moving. So that's why there's less men, but that's also why men have a lot less competition. Now, let's discuss women. The bad part first. Women on dating apps, there's a lot more women on dating apps. That's just an absolute fact. There's just a lot more women on all of the dating apps. I've even seen women on men's dating apps. That's getting ambitious. I'm actually quite impressed with a woman that would do that. So women have more women there to compete with, but the fact is, when men go in there and swipe right, they will swipe right 50% of the time. So women are constantly getting bombarded with so many right swipes and likes, but also basically emotionally inebriated because they're getting so much attention so fast. Women can basically just be half-assed lazy and they'll come home with 50 likes or 50 messages by the time they get to work and go home. And that's even if they're just on a 4-hour shift. And the truth is, if you're a woman, just take a picture of a potted plant in your living room. Just take a picture of a potted plant in your living room and maybe put, a bracelet on the part of the table. Take a picture of it and call it Jasmine the plant. Jasmine's a girl name and it's a plant. Men will still give you probably 20 right swipes and messages during your 4-hour shift at work with just a picture of a potted plant. That's it. And maybe a bracelet too. But also use a nice name like Carmen or Jasmine, something like that, and you will definitely get swipes. When women have to compete on dating apps, this goes back to the thing that I said during my last little episode. A person contacted me and said that they didn't like the fact that I said that it's marketing yourself online because people aren't products. Now let's discuss one thing that's absolutely true. Everything in some way is marketing or marketing products. I want women to get the most swipes as they can, and then the most dates and meetings as they can, as many texts as they can, maybe even as many voicemails if you're getting ambitious. So, what does that mean? And when I said it is still called marketing yourself, give yourself the best odds and the best representation of yourself on these dating apps, then you won't get meetings or texts and nobody will look at your profile. So you don't want to fabricate what you look like, but you want to give yourself the best presentation that you can. And that way you will get likes, more swipes, more texts, more messages. And that's exactly what you want. So it's not changing what you look like. It's just presenting yourself as best as you can. And as a person who really understands dating, I recognize that you can't get in the door unless you put on a show that gets attention, that puts across your best self. So no matter what you're doing with online dating, always push the best pictures and the best concepts about you and things you say that represent yourself the best. But I will say this much, you can like it or hate it. Men tend to go for what the picture looks like more than related documentation that you put down, all of the text and writing in your profile. You could say the most perfect things on planet Earth, but if the picture's not gonna get you a right swipe, then you're probably not gonna get a lot of dates. So I urge you, take the best pic as you can, adjust or add filters because those will make you look better. And at the same point too, maybe even just like squish in the photo just like a tiny little bit to look a little slimmer, because this is a competition. That's not lying. It'll just make you look better, and that's what you want, and that's what you need to get yourself in person at that coffee date or that quick walk. Who knows, but just like make sure that you package yourself the best to get those dates. Men are actually not too picky. They're actually very kind. So never think that men are just about looks. Men are actually quite laid back, and one thing that we really do value, it's peace of mind and peacefulness. I've never met a man go on a date and say that the person who they were with, this beautiful woman, was still beautiful after she was aggressive and abrasive during the date. But I have heard guys say she was pretty cute, but she was mellow, we had lots in common, she let me speak, I let her speak, and we really got along. Because that's what you really want to get. That's how to get a connection in dating, from dating. So make yourself look as great as you can. So make sure that your pictures look as good as they can. Make sure that your profile isn't too detailed. Just say a few really nice things about yourself. And always remember this. Men do not care where you work. Men do not care how much schooling you've had. Men do not care how much you get paid. Men do not care if your clothing is from Walmart or Louis Vuitton. Men are actually pretty basic and chilled out. Yeah, and men value their peace. And a man does look for a beautiful woman, but sometimes 50% of that beauty component, it's not the picture, and it's not the clothes, and it's not being super fit. It's giving him peace of mind, good conversation, feeling relaxed. And that's what you want to do. So anyway, I'd love to hear it. Thank you very much. Tyler Heavens, out. Everybody, this is Tyler Heavens. Subscribing, commenting, and viewing the Women's RX channel is the only way to spread the word and provide better content. Please hit the like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.